everybody, it's Aaliyah. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm taking you all around Philly to see who has the best vegan cheesesteak. As someone who's born and raised in Philly, I've obviously grown up eating a lot of cheesesteaks, so I know what a good traditional cheesesteak tastes like. But I'm also keeping an open mind because obviously this is going to be a veganized version. So I really just want the same nostalgic junk food, comfort food vibe. So let's jump right into it. First stop is B Street. For their cheesesteak, they're using seitan, which is a meat replacement made out of wheat gluten. They also have mushrooms, grilled onions, and for the cheese, they're using a rutabaga cheese whiz, which is really interesting. I've seen cheese made out of a lot of things, but never rutabagas, so I'm excited to try this. I'm glad that they used a soft hoagie roll. Overall, this was really good. I also added on some spicy ketchup and of course got some fries to go with it. And keep in mind that I'm not a huge seitan or meat substitute fan. I think the addition of mushrooms is really helping, and this is definitely a place that would satisfy my craving. Next up is Blackbird Pizzeria. It's another popular cheesesteak spot. They also, of course, have pizza and wings, and so we decided to try a bunch of menu items. Right off the bat, when I get the cheesesteak, I'm already looking at it wondering why did they put the onions on top instead of chopping it up with the seitan. And I realized that they're using a baguette instead of a soft roll, so the sandwich is super crunchy. And then for the seitan, it really had a different flavor and I couldn't figure out what it was. So when I went home and looked it up, I realized that they cooked their seitan in a rosemary sauce, and I didn't really like that. For $12, it's not something that I would buy again. And I also got the fries, no complaints there. The habanero wings were really spicy, which is fine by me because I love heat, but if you're not somebody who can handle a lot of heat, you might want to try their other flavors. And it also came with this really good cucumber ranch sauce. I also got a slice of pizza. It's a white pizza with mushrooms on top. I think it was called the fungi. So whenever I'm having a pizza craving, I could definitely see myself coming back for that. Next up is Hip City Veg. It's a vegan fast food chain. They have a few locations in Philly and also in DC. This was probably my favorite cheesesteak so far. It had all the usual suspects: seitan, mushrooms, and grilled onions. It's on a nice soft roll and it's messy like a traditional cheesesteak. Also got a kale lemonade to go with it. They actually switched up the sandwich a little bit because the very first time I came here, it was more of a cheesesteak hoagie. It had lettuce and tomatoes and the bread seemed to be more of a whole grain, but both versions are really good. Next up, I ventured out to Fishtown to a spot called Cedar Point Bar and Kitchen. It's a red curry cheesesteak, so meant to be more eclectic. I wasn't a huge fan of the taste of the red curry sauce. Also, I think they used Daya cheese, and instead of sliced, they used shredded cheese, which is just never going to give you the melt that you deserve. But the biggest thing for me was the size of the seitan pieces that they use for the cheesesteak. Cheesesteaks are all about thinly shaved meat, so to have these huge chunks of seitan on top of a roll is just like gluten on gluten, and I just think they could have chopped it up much smaller and maybe mixed it in with some mushrooms. I also noticed that they've now switched from the red curry cheesesteak to a truffle cheesesteak, but it still pretty much looks the same. They have these huge chunks of seitan, and I'm guessing that it's the same thing that they use for their seitan wings. So they're basically just putting like their seitan wings on a sandwich and then calling it a cheesesteak. And for the last spot, this just happened to be a pizza store in Mount Airy that I came across and saw that they had a cheesesteak, so I decided to try it, and I just wasn't a fan of this one either. So obviously I didn't go to every restaurant in the city that offered a vegan cheesesteak, but I tried to hit the main ones. So if there was a restaurant that I missed that you like more than the restaurants that I already filmed in this video, definitely let me know down in the comments. And also if any of the restaurants I tried happen to be your favorite, let me know that too. And if you're interested in making your own vegan cheesesteak at home, stay tuned because I have that video coming up next. Make sure you're subscribed and that you hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified as soon as that video drops. I'll see you next time. Bye!